Hi guys, and welcome to Seriology, a weekly conversation amongst friends regarding what's currently on the small and sometimes big screen and what might have trended in the past, with me, Lady Alexa, a self-proclaimed TV addict, dreamer, and sucker for romantic shows, and my charismatic, yet sarcastic, co-host Rich the Hot Broccoli, also a TV addict, cat lover, and monster sculptor.
Hey guys, welcome to our pre-hurricane show. If you are not currently watching the Weather Channel and have been watching some TV, we are going to do the D23?
Yeah.
Yes, D23 special.
So apparently they kicked off a whole bunch of shows for Disney Plus, and we're going to give you a little coverage of what's going on. Guys?
Yeah, no,
how do you feel about everything that's coming up?
I'm very excited, especially with everything that is coming on right now. I feel like it's a good kickoff, as we're currently waiting for Dorian to arrive in Florida, even though thank God he moved. Yeah.
If you guys are living anywhere, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, you're probably glued to that Weather Channel.
Yeah. We're praying for all of us.
We're here. We're recording a podcast and eating junk food.
Let's start kicking this D23 with the show that everybody's talking about, which is The Mandalorian. That was Drew. Once again, our very first international special guest is with us. Drew talking to us from the very bottom of the American continent, Argentina.
Yeah.
So
Drew, we wanted to bring him back. He had some great insight about the comics, and D23 has so much comic book stuff.
Exactly.
Especially with Marvel coming, with all the Marvel shows.
So let's start with Mandalorian. What do you think of it?
Looks really cool. I really am into it. So Pedro Pascal is a really good actor. If you haven't seen him on Narcos, that's an Netflix series. He works there and he's really good. So I'm good for it. The show is being directed by Jon Favreau, the same guy that started our Marvel universe.
He was the one. Let's be honest. The MCU was started by him. He was the original director for Iron Man.
Yeah.
He was, in my opinion, did the best movie out of the MCU.
Yeah.
With the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I was not into Iron Man. And I loved that movie. It was what
just that
grabbed
one,
me.
the only one. Yeah. The other 2, 3. What did they go to 4?
Yeah,
no,
I don't know. I lost 3.
Yeah,
3.
They were.
Yeah, the thing with Iron Man,
they didn't have that same essence as the first one.
Yeah, the thing with Iron Man for me is like the first one is really good, and it kind of made like a Christopher Nolan stuff that it brought up a hero, but it wasn't like a cheeky hero like with cheesy lines. It was a really good movie.
It was a badass.
Yeah,
dress in real fine clothing.
And I didn't like the series on the TV, the comic one, because I thought that his suit always ran out of juice at the worst time. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna.
Yeah, it got. I thought his suits just got a little more like ridiculous with every time he showed up. With that the micro tech, and he could just be anything, have any gun.
Oh, I love
like
it.
the original. So stupid. Like seriously, guys, I just watched Endgame for the first time.
Oh my God, Rich!
I thought it was dumb. Like all of a sudden, they just invented time travel in 4 days.
Don't talk to me first and foremost.
Like they couldn't come up with a better concept than, oh look, how about time travel?
I think
let's make this in a day and a half.
How can you say such a thing? Endgame for me was amazing. I loved every minute of it. I thought I was, at the edge of my seat every time something will happen. And spoiler, again, this is a spoiler show, but those deaths at the end with Tony dying, oh my God, it broke my heart. And even though I knew this was going to be the last Chris Evans Captain America movie, it just broke my heart knowing that he was not coming back.
Like his story was the only one I thought they finalized really good.
Yeah,
was Captain America's.
There was
the rest I just couldn't wait.
Yep.
Like I couldn't wait for the movie to be over. That's how.
Oh God.
I was like,
I love
a better concept.
I love the Endgame movie. It's 2 and almost 3 hours of fan service. Like, they gave us everything we wanted to see. The thing is that when giving you everything you want to see, sometimes they don't make a cohesive story. So if you watch Infinity War, it's an amazing movie.
Infinity Wars was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved how they grouped. They didn't just keep the normal groups. They mixed and matched, and everything worked, and the story was great, and the end was baffling and hateful. And then all of a sudden, it was Time Machine.
Yeah, I thought they were going to
That's the thing. That's what I had the problem with, was the Time Machine.
But it's not a time machine. It was brought by Ant-Man with a whole
it's a time machine.
Did they go back in time?
Yes, I know, but...
Did they go back in time and then come back to time?
Okay, don't rain on my parade. I actually really enjoy this movie, and I thought...
I loved the Bruce Banner Hulk in this one. It was
on top of
fantastic.
That, he's like, would you like to take a selfie? YOLO!
That was fantastic.
It was amazing.
For me, it was Thor. I think he had a really good...
Oh, that was good, too.
Yeah.
Oh, Fat Thor. I have to say something for our female listeners.
Be Endgame Thor.
For our female listeners, even as a fat Thor, Hemsworth still looks adorable. That man is gorgeous, however you want to put it.
What are you talking about? Fat guys are adorable, period.
I could totally pull off Fat Thor for Halloween.
I thought you were going as Cha-Cha.
I really love that it
Cha-Cha? I'm going as Hazel.
Gave fat guys and, chubby guys the opportunity to be a hero. That's really cool. Like, when you see all these movies and you're like, oh, I would love to dress as him, but...
Yeah, I can't. I'm too
fat. That won't work for me. But, hey, chubby Thor or dude Thor, really good. Okay. Well, come on, let's go with D23. Let's start.
Yeah, let's go D23. Is this the first Star Wars for Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's gonna start with the launch of the thing. Like, Disney Plus starts the same day it starts. We have the Mandalorian. Yeah.
So I want to say something about D20. I want to say something about D23 because on our first episode we talk about how every single company and their mother wants to have a streaming device, and I always thought that Disney, it made sense for them to go streaming. I mean, if WWE has their own network, Disney could have its own network because they have the
Disney
material.
Disney has its own network.
But like their own streaming service. And I think that they have the material and they have enough things that they can create and things that they can have. To begin with, all the movies that kids haven't seen that are going to be now available, like the original Cinderella, the original Snow White, things that my generation grew up, but I feel like many of this current generation haven't seen, so they don't get to understand the beauty of those movies. Star Wars is another. You can have a whole freaking streaming device just for Star Wars, and you can have a whole streaming device just for Marvel. So this is why, look at all the shows that are coming up. It made complete sense for Disney to have its own streaming device.
Like
platform.
Netflix and Prime and Hulu, where they have just licensed different properties to be on their streaming service. Is Disney going to have the same thing? Or is it just going to be straight up Disney properties?
Yeah,
it's just going to be Disney properties.
Yeah, the thing with Disney is that it owns like 70% of like okay. So
which is what Warner now. It's what Warner is trying to do with HBO Max next year.
Yeah. And it may work. It may or will work because some of the best shows we have right now are made by HBO. So I definitely see
HBO. I completely understand it, but now to have HBO Now or HBO Max as two separate
HBO
things,
streaming services.
They're gonna have two HBO.
Yeah,
now three because it's gonna be three because
HBO
you have
Go and HBO Now already.
And now there's gonna be HBO Max. That one I really do not understand, and I think that they are just trying to push
probably
it.
Include Cinemax into that mix, which they could already do, so I don't have to buy a whole nother streaming package.
Yeah,
that they're gonna put everything that Warner has under their umbrella. Which
I think we're gonna end up like wasting like $200 every month and just
streaming devices.
Yeah, just for like 1 or 2 shows in each streaming device. So.
Well, Disney has this thing which they're gonna be charging. I think it's $10 or $11 a month, but you can have Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN.
Because they
whatever.
own everything.
Okay, so it'll be all included in that.
It's all gonna be included for that price. However,
ESPN
it's not
Plus.
the. Yeah, ESPN
Because I've already got rid of cable because I never watch it, and I'm only on streaming services, and I wanted to cut that entertainment bill down. And I feel like with all these new products coming out, I'm just going to get right back up to that same cable bill with ordering all the streaming services.
Basically.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a really good business opportunity for these cable companies to use like, hey, I'm giving you this package of streaming services, and they rent you the streaming services accounts, but to their own platform. I think it's gonna be the new business plan for those companies, because I have like 500 channels of cable, and they're all really a bunch of
garbage.
Yeah,
it's garbage.
Yeah. Everything I see are just like Food Network, like cooking shows. Are really good. That's all I see. Like every time I want
100 reality shows.
And I think the Food Network is coming out with its own streaming platform. So
why wouldn't they? They already have a successful cable show.
I mean, Hallmark has its own streaming platform for people like me who love Hallmark movies.
Cheesy guy meets girl.
Yes.
Movie, yeah.
Cheesy love movies, which I love. So if anybody has a problem with it, deal with it. I love my Hallmark movies.
Yeah, well, I think it's a really good that Netflix gets a little bit of competition, like real competition, because the big guy right now it's Netflix. But what I'm a little bit scared of is that being Disney such a powerhouse, it will.
They'll buy Netflix. I feel like that's next. Them just buying streaming services.
And if you watch Netflix business plan, they do a lot of freelancing with people that work from home, and it's really good because Disney has its own platform for everything. Like when they bought LucasArts, they bought it's Industrial Lights and Magic with for animations and special effects. They bought all these companies that they already have the platform to make a lot of the special effects, the sounds, and the production of series. And Netflix, being a company that is not that big in infrastructure, they use a lot of freelancing guys, and it kind of scares me that with this big powerhouse Disney movement, a lot of freelancing people are gonna be like, hey, but I want some work too.
I don't know, but if Netflix still keeps coming up with the products that they do, I don't think those freelancers will have a problem with work. And does Prime do that? Because I just started Carnival Row, and it's amazing. the period that they built already. Hulu, and I'm only halfway into the first episode.
If you want to see
Netflix, Hulu, and Prime are doing a really good job at starting to kick off their individual property. Because Netflix has put on some really good shows. Same with Hulu. Same with Prime.
Well, I'm gonna save this for the end of my top picks for the week. So let's get ahead with more D23. So we are on Star Wars.
For
woohoo! Okay, so Obi's
show?
getting his own. He's getting his own show that is gonna be centered between episode 3 and episode 4, what happened in between with him. Because in episode 3, he was pretty, fairly young. And in episode 4, he was already crazy old. So we're trying to get that in between. Evan McGregor is back. I am so happy for this. This is like all of my dreams come true from back in high school.
Yeah, for me too.
I loved him as Obi Wan, even though those movies are horrible.
Extremely horrible.
Oh God. Shush, both of you.
I think he was the glue that was tying together the crappy movie. Like, oh my god. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
I think the moment they said, "Hey, this is Anakin older," and he was like, "Oh god, now I have to act for both of us."
Obi-Wan will be grumpy to see me doing this.
See,
you guys are hot. You guys are jealous because Christian.
I really don't like
the guy that played Anakin. I know Drew hates him since the very beginning from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But I didn't like him on the second movie, but on the third movie he was so handsome. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because handsome
I love you.
Is what you want to become as
It's called eye candy. It's called eye candy. Okay. I don't know what you think, but it's called eye candy.
He was gonna become the greatest enemy in the world, Darth Vader. Yeah. And we got this
OMG.
Teenage angsty
biggest
guy.
Villain icon.
Yeah.
Luke,
SeriLovers,
I am your father.
Shoot us a tweet. Who was your favorite Obi Wan Kenobi?
At SeriologyTV, and you could also do it on Instagram at SeriologyTV as well.
Did you and McGregor match up to Alec Guinness's original Obi Wan Kenobi?
I think it was better. I mean, Obi-Wan in episode 4, let's be honest, how he's there for like 20 minutes and then he disappears.
Yeah, but then he becomes like the father figure.
Yeah.
Disappears. He went with the Force.
Then he's Ghost Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. Woohoo! No, I stay with Evan. Evan is every time he came out, it was like, oh my god.
The thing with the real movies is that Alec Guinness didn't know what the hell he was playing, so I think he was approached by
some really popular British actor was approached by an indie filmmaker with a small budget weird sci-fi movie
that nobody thought it was gonna make anything.
Anything. To be a worldwide phenomenon for generations.
You want to know something?
Wait a second. If you guys can fact check me, but I read somewhere that they didn't have the movie to pay this guy. So the way that George Lucas made a deal was, you're gonna get the money from anything that is sold with your image and with your
toys.
name.
Yeah, that's what I was
with
the
say. Toys.
Really good.
And they made so much money with those, and the guy is still getting residuals from that.
Yeah, there's a huge backstory even with the toy companies that Lucas was shopping around with Kenner.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I'm pretty sure the guy at the moment thought, I am not gonna get like a single penny out of this, and now it's like the best residual he's getting is just for this 20 minutes.
His sons, and I don't think they're getting the checks to his.
Oh, he died?
Yeah.
Okay.
A long time ago.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, but that happened, and I was watching some documentaries from the creation of it, and you could see Mark Hamill and talking, and he was like, I don't know who in the world says this stuff. Like, the script was so weird. They were like, which person refers to another one saying these words, like, Force is all around
Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford on 2 years ago when on the Star Wars Galaxy Fantasy, whatever, like the convention that Disney does for Star Wars, it was a year that Carrie Fisher passed away, so they did a huge thing. Everybody went to that convention, and George introduces Mark, and then Mark introduces Harrison, and Harrison is like, the weirdest script I've ever seen, and I kept fighting George, telling him that, who says this stuff? Like, and how can I say this fast on top of that? Because not only did he have to say it, but he had to say it fast. And George, it was like his biggest fight. How the heck am I gonna say this in a fast-paced thing?
Who in the world says, is this the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 5 parsecs? And you're like, what the hell is going on? And a fun fact,
but it did open. It opened the door for
for that genre
to become popular.
No, exactly. And they did originally 3 movies with original cast and 3 more with a prelogue. And
we
now...
know what happened there, so let's not put it into scope. And it gave us one of the coolest, most unusual weapons in the world. That is the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every kid wanted one.
Yeah.
Still
I had one. It was really good. Like,
you did?
Not a real lightsaber like I couldn't cook people. That would have been like amazing, but no.
Yeah,
no,
mine was
God
like
thank
a
God you
plastic
didn't.
tube.
Yeah, that's
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Mine was a plastic tube. You press a button, the light went on inside.
The one that it was like tick, 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 that it will go down and up?
No, didn't even have that one. Just a plastic tube.
Oh, I remember the
Didn't even make the swooping noises or anything.
Oh, yeah, it was really good.
You made the noise. Yeah, you made the noise with your mouth.
I had the budgety one, yeah. So, like, one time I didn't measure the length of the thing that got out correctly, and I destroyed the head of another kid, and they took it off from me. Like, it went out, pop, 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 poof, points. That was like, I really like that.
Who was, right now when you said the swishing sound, on this convention, on the convention that same year, they were talking with the guy that played Anakin. I forgot his name right now. Christian Haydenson. Yeah. He said that when he first had to do when he did his first fight with the saber, he said it was like I was going back to my school days with my friends, and every time I did the fight, I kept doing the sound with my voice. I was like, wong, wong. And
probably how I would have done it.
And he said that George Lucas had to stop him a bunch of times, telling him, "We are going to make the sound for you. You do not need to make it."
That's how good an actor he is. Well,
come on, it's a cute thing.
So reel me back in, because I'm a little lost on all, like, that's going to be another Star Wars show.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus.
Yes.
With Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
With Evan McGregor, yeah. Which
Evan
it still has
Ewan.
Whatever. It still has no name. It's right now it's identified as the Obi Wan Kenobi
project
show.
Yeah,
project.
I will put my money on it's gonna be called Obi Wan Kenobi. So
the Kenobi show.
It's not gonna
the
be
Kenobi Chronicles.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like dinner at Kenobi. So I think we're good.
You never know. I mean, where did Mandalorian came in?
Yeah, but
how did that name?
Was that part of the? Was he like part of Disney or Star Wars lore, like from the comic books or any of the fan fiction novels? Mandalorian.
Oh no,
we all know Boba Fett.
No, yeah, the Mandalorians are the race that normally became bounty hunters. So no, but this is a new canon for the Mandalorian. It's gonna fit in.
So they're just making up a whole new thing. Like, this is nowhere in any of the Star Wars lore.
No. Okay, no. This is another stuff.
So they're just throwing in a whole new segue of story.
I think it's good because if you have been with the Star Wars, like in every facet, like movies and games and comics and series, the best stories from Star Wars are the ones that are not in the canon, like are not linked to the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, the movies.
Yeah. If you go all the way back to like a game called
Clone Wars.
Yeah, but not only that, like there's a game called Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It's called KOTOR in like acronym. It's an amazing story about the fight of the light and dark forces like 3,000 years before the Skywalker saga. And for me...
Now, don't you...
Yeah?
But go ahead. I feel like there is so many cultures and different things in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel like they need to make up a whole nother one. Maybe they could have just... Like, I'm sure this concept for Mandalorian is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's Disney and Star Wars. But I think they could have just done something like Boba Fett, like a Boba Fett storyline. Mm-hmm. Where did he come from? Like, pick up a small part of the lore and expand upon that.
That would be really good.
Baba.
Yeah.
Yeah, even that.
his father.
Even like Jabba the Hutt. We don't know anything about that storyline.
You know, to me, it's incredible now that you said Jabba. That is a character that I've used as a reference for some people that I dislike. That they're not my favorite person. I call them Jabba the Hutt, and a lot of people that I've commented, I'm like, yeah.
Oh my
and
God,
I'm like, oh my God, wait a second, but I'm like, oh my God, that Jabba.
Do you know his upbringing? Did you like waddle a little bit in his shoes, or what does he do?
My problem is that I'm saying the words thinking that everybody's gonna understand it because it's a character that it's so big, in Star Wars history.
So mainstream.
Yeah, and so many people have no clue whatsoever of who am I talking of, and
what
I'm like,
no, they know
you didn't have a childhood.
They know it. They just don't want to be that mainstream guy. They know it in their house.
No. We had to
They close the door and they put a New Hope for like the millionth time, but they don't want to be like, oh my God, yeah.
I've had to download pictures and be like, this is Jabba the Hutt.
Who doesn't know Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah. They know
weird
it.
people.
No, they know
I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but it's just that I was introduced to the Star Wars world very early by my dad. When the first episode came out, I was in elementary school.
Now, when you say first episode, you mean
episode 1,
the 90s one.
Yes.
Like, to me, first, I know it's number 4, but the first episode is still A New Hope.
Yeah,
exactly.
For me, it's also A New Hope.
No, but I'm saying episode 1. I'm not saying the first one. I'm saying episode 1 because the first one is episode 4.
Yes, I know.
So
to me, it's like the Star Wars prequels. That's how I categorize it.
To me, George Lucas couldn't count, so he was like, like a kid, like 1, 5, 11, 4.
But the thing is that when that one came out, when it was coming out, my dad, I remember clearly, he rented all the VHS for episode 4, 5, and 6, and he's like, you need to watch this. And I remember him pausing and telling me, because my English was not the best, but telling me what it was saying on the intro, what was going on. And it introduced this world to me, and it's something that I'm very grateful that I have somebody like my dad that introduced me to all this world, not only Star Wars, but to the whole Disney world. He was the one who bought me all of my princesses movies. He was the one who told me about Star Trek. I'm very grateful for that, which is something I feel like a lot of people have lost.
I can imagine like the first conversation, like, Alexa, here is a story about how a bunch of little bears destroyed a century-old empire. You're like, yay, Ewoks!
Yay, Ewoks! I thought they were so cute. They were adorable, and I remember, they did a caricature of Ewoks in a VHS, and my dad bought me those Ewok caricatures. Yeah.
Apparently our D23 is turning into a whole Star Wars conversation.
Oh God, yeah. So let's go back. I'm so sorry. But not only, another one that I'm very excited for is the Rogue One characters are going to have their own TV show.
Yeah, but
which is fantastic.
I think it's only Cassian Andor, the story about him personally.
Yeah, and the robot, right?
Yeah. The one made by Diego Luna, and the robot that it was like the most ironic,
K2SO.
Yeah, ironic and sarcastic guy in the world. Was amazing.
That movie was so strong and good. I remember when everybody dies at the end. I'm like, wait, so nobody?
Yeah, this is a one-off.
Nobody's alive here?
Knew that. No, we knew that from the beginning.
Yeah,
I know, but still,
a lot of people died for this.
Still, it's like, holy crap! Everybody died. Wait.
Well, I think we have really covered up Star Wars. Want to continue with our Marvel side of the
Let's move on to the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
But before we move to Marvel, there's also gonna be another Star Wars Clone Wars show for Disney Plus.
I'm kind of excited for that because Clone Wars was really good, the miniseries. So
yeah, the miniseries. So it's gonna be a full show on Disney Plus. So I feel like this covers Star Wars, and we're very excited. And also the movie's coming out in December. So Marvel.
All right, which one do you want to start with? Because a lot of these, I'm sorry, they look so stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just spitting out content to have on their site. Like, what can we mix, or what do we have here? We've got all these comics. Let's do all of them. Like SheHulk. Why the F is SheHulk
Apparently
going to be a thing?
Apparently, SheHulk was a very important character on the comic. I didn't know that. And some of the comments of the blogs that I've read said that many fans have been asking where Bruce Banner's sarcastic cousin was. And I had no idea that Bruce Banner had a cousin. So yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, according to what I've read, she's an important character on the comics.
Yeah. She gets like some blood disease. He gives her transfusion, and then all of a sudden she's She-Hulk, the super lawyer. Yeah. Like this is like she's gonna deal court cases and then deal with crime.
I'm really excited about Moon Knight. I don't know if you heard of him.
Apparently, he is the closest thing to Batman that Marvel has. Yeah, I haven't heard.
I'm fascinated with this one too. Yeah, because it's like a crazy Batman.
Yeah,
I like the fact that they have to touch the mental health situation. I don't know how they're gonna do it because it's Disney.
I think hopefully they do it right because this feels like it's more more of a darker tone to hopefully the production and the characters in this one.
It's like a mix of Batman with Joker mind things, you know?
I think it's more,
I mean, when you play the mental part, the Joker is completely lost it. So, but then the Batman part, that is the kid.
I don't want to start the Batman Joker because I'm extremely geeky for Batman and Joker, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay. But like.
Batman
Drew, I think we covered that on the last episode.
Yeah, Batman is the
I think we noticed.
If you haven't seen the meme where you have like the lawful good at the beginning, and it becomes lawful good, neutral good, then chaotic good, then it goes like every step. Like if you go to Batman and Joker, Batman is lawful good, like he's the best a person can be, and the Joker is the most chaotic, worst a person can be. So. They're like two sides of a coin, but let's not go there.
That's why that's why that conflict is one of the greatest in comic book history.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I got a little issue here.
Why?
With this one. Well, okay, so the Falcon, he's not like the Winter Soldier is what's his name? Bucky?
Yes.
Bucky with a B.
Yeah, like Steve Rogers' co-partner, the one with the arm. And the Falcon, he was made like recently, like with technology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that Falcon has is really cool wings.
Yeah. And so, the goggles or whatever. But it feels like it's going to be like set in the World War II.
No, I did not
it's going to be
that.
set now. Then why are they bringing in the Sharon Carter character?
It's in the it's going to be like when the Falcon gets the mantle of
Agent Carter. Agent Carter is not going to be here. Agent Carter is getting its own mini series or whatever.
So okay, maybe I was a little wrong on this one, but the Falcon and the it sounded like it was going to be.
What I'm going to give you is that
who you're confusing is the Sharon Carter character, who is the granddaughter or niece of Agent Carter.
What I'm going to give you, Broccoli, what I'm going to give you is that I think the only two persons talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier are the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Because for me, it doesn't have any. I don't get it. Like
any appeal to the show.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just a throw-out show, like
no. What I think it is.
Whatever.
You know what I think it is these two these two actors had such a good chemistry on and off camera that Disney saw potential in there, and then they decided to take it a little bit further. And because they can't make a movie, they decided to do it on a TV format or Disney Plus format.
Yeah,
because
I feel like
that's what everybody's saying.
WandaVision
like that's what everybody has been saying. That now the
like
WandaVision
third-tier superhero show.
WandaVision is the one that I do not understand.
Yeah,
one of the comments I heard is that it's gonna be Mad Men with superheroes and.
Well, let me give you a little bit of an insight in WandaVision. Like,
Okay.
I am not liking it, but I kind of get where they're going, because if you see the comics, there's a branch where Wanda creates an alternate universe for Vision. They have kids and everything.
Even in her, even in her abilities?
Yeah, she can create everything like that. So she's
crazy powerful.
Yeah, she's stupidly powerful. So she goes and creates a whole universe only for her and the Vision to coexist, and they even have kids. And
Aww.
at one point, Wanda loses control of the universe, and the Vision sees everything. Like, it's a little bit of like a Truman, like the Truman Show. Like, at one point, the Vision starts seeing that there's a pattern to everything, and then it looks like everything is perfect, and he goes like, hey, this is not that good. So what I'm looking at is that they have like an opportunity to make a really experimental series, and I really hope they go for the experimental part, like really making something that's out there, that's like Legion. Did you saw Legion from Fox?
I only saw the first episode and I couldn't continue. That thing was confusing and creepy.
It can give us something like that. Like, we have the canon of Marvel that it comes with every like superhero and everything, and it's almost the same tone. This can be like a game changer for Marvel. It gave us something.
This show?
Yeah, it can give us. It has the potential to be really experimental, and that's what
you know what the masses do with experimental stuff, right?
Yeah, they destroy it. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They'll put it through the focus group, and they'll be confused, and then they'll have to rework the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I think that it's gonna be good that it's coming on Disney Plus and not on ABC, because on Disney Plus it's more of a fanatic audience, and
you think?
I feel like it's gonna be
for
a more
Marvel
control
stuff?
Look what happened with Shields. Shields started as something that had future, and it went down the drain.
Really? I thought it was down the drain pretty much from the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, true. I have to agree there, but I have to at least try it a little bit, because Joss Whedon was.
Yeah, trust me, I watched like 3 seasons of The Shield, and only because of Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I have to give it at least a little bit just because of him. To me, he's very.
For me, it was like Agents of Generic.
Yeah, like my favorite show, SeriLovers, is what do you call it?
Serenity.
No, I just Firefox.
Firefly.
Wow. Wow.
Isn't it your favorite show?
Yeah.
Isn't it your favorite show?
My favorite show. Don't even know the name of it. You know that show I don't know the name of? Favorite.
Best ever.
But
okay, continue, Rich, please. Let's see where it goes.
the one that I'm really looking forward is Loki, because I am a big fan of Tom Hiddleston, and I think he's adorable. And I was sad.
They could pull this show off.
Yeah.
I was
and not
sad
him
that
just making mischief across the galaxy.
I was sad that
it could pull this off as a comedy.
Yeah.
We only saw him a little bit on Infinity War at the beginning, and then he dies. So I'm happy that his story is going to continue and it's getting something, because I don't feel like he was given enough on Infinity War and on Endgame.
It's like the show, is he going to be like an asshole for the whole show, like the way he kind of was?
Let's see.
For the movies.
I actually like that.
Like, are we going to hate him, maybe like him at times, but hate him usually?
You know what would
I feel
be good? Like, if the Loki show was him in an office and like just making little mischief in the office, like hiding your
like
pen.
He works for a corporation.
Yeah, like hiding your pen, and,
like,
you're like, oh my god, where's my pen? And he, God of mischief, Loki. And he has your pen, like, it was me all along.
But wait a second. I think that with him, what's gonna happen is something similar to what Fox that did with Venom. Venom, he's an anti-hero. He is the enemy. He's Spider-Man's enemy, but you see the movie and you're rooting for him because he's quote unquote good.
But okay, what can they base what we know about this character already? How are they going to frame a show, let alone hopefully seasons on it? Like, what is the concept of the show?
Yeah.
Just him going from planet to planet making mischief? Is like, where are they going to go with the show?
Okay, so
I think that's the point with the other ones.
They didn't give, the thing is that on D23 they didn't give that much on him.
Much about it.
They just said that, as discussed before,
thought this one through yet.
They're gonna see a time traveling, your favorite thing, Rich. Loki get up to all kind of mischief across numerous decades of
So it's like a mean Quantum's Leap, if anybody remembers that show.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the creator of World War I, World War II, you know.
So
Something
we
on
have
it,
Loki making mischief across the time. Ba, 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 ba. Loki.
Oh God.
Loki.
No.
Loki. It's
That's
Loki.
not.
You took that one right out of my mouth.
That's not gonna be a jingle. You know the one that I'm really not looking forward. That I think that Loki is way better than Miss Marvel. I do not understand this.
There's a lot of girl power shows coming out for Disney here.
Of course. Ever since.
Do you feel like there's going to be a crossover between Miss Marvel and the SheHulk shows? SheHulk, Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Let's put two very strong women here so people can see that we are all for woman power, which is the same thing. And by the way, I loved it. I am not criticizing it. I loved that part on Endgame where all the women come and they're like, we got her.
I really liked
and
it.
They all, and that part was amazing. Yeah. That part was amazing, but it's like very in your face. We are doing this woman empowering woman here.
When Captain Marvel came up, a lot of people were like, "Hey, don't that movie's kind of crappy. Don't watch it." But I really liked Captain Marvel, and
Captain Marvel was amazing.
I really liked how.
This is a whole different character, Miss Marvel.
Yeah, no, Miss Marvel is another one.
But I'm saying that there's a lot of like, I don't know, oh, that guy or that girl, oh my god, like, okay, let's watch and see how it comes up. Like, okay, Miss Marvel looks kind of shady, like, but
Well, the writer for the series is one of the writers for Hulu's Four Weddings and a Funeral, which I just saw today, and it's amazing. So it might have potential.
You know which one I really don't? I'm not expecting anything from it. Hawkeye, like.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. He shoots an arrow.
Yeah. He has to like.
Really... he gets his product. Okay, he gets his superhero abilities at a sporting goods store. Like,
yeah.
Wait a second, but you can't say that because Arrow is literally that. Yeah. And it had I don't know how many seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel the same way about that show.
Yeah. It's like
a guy shooting arrows. That was.
I tried the first season, couldn't get through it.
Oh really? I actually liked it.
What's your superhero? What's your superpower?
That's what I feel like most of these shows are. They're just third tier. Let's put out superhero material for 8 to 12-year-olds.
Yeah. What's your superpower? I am a really good aim. Okay, but what you do? Do you have like a machine gun? Like, no, I have an arrow.
Well, on Endgame. Yeah. On Endgame, he had a really good, like sword play. He played that sword really well.
I think an arrow is really fast and it looks kind of cool. Imagine if it was a crossbow. Like you have to reload it every time you shoot. Like,
yeah.
The worst superhero. What's your weapon? A crossbow.
Oh God. I can't with you. And well, Black Widow is finally getting her solo debut, and it's gonna be a movie, not a show, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's a movie.
I'm happy that she's finally getting her own thing.
Yeah.
I feel like she's the one that has been in most of other people's movies, which is amazing, and now she's getting her own space that everybody has been asking for a long time now.
And she has a really cool backstory because she was a really crappy person and a killer, and
I feel like this movie should have been her backstory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her origin story.
It's gonna be her origin story.
No.
Oh, it's okay.
It's between it's between I think it's before Infinity War.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a part where she goes out on her own, and this movie occurs. Her past ghosts come to play in this movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And well, we have a Game of Thrones reunion on the next big movie, The Eternals, accompanied by crazy great actors as Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, and the girl from Crazy Rich Asians. But
I think this is gonna be a big one.
We're having that small Game of Thrones reunion, which I'm very happy and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
With Kit Harington and Richard Madden, who I'm profoundly in love. His eyes. I'm sorry. I'm the only one who can say that here from the three of us. So I'm just giving it to our female listeners. His eyes on Medici and even on Game of Thrones were amazing. So I'm a fan.
Yeah. It's almost like he had two. And they,
He had what now?
Two eyes. Yeah. His eyes
shut up.
Two eyes. Oh my god. So sexy.
This is a woman empowering comment. Guys are always talking about, oh yeah, that girl was super hot. Well, now I'm talking about that guy was super cute.
Over here, we've only said that Henry Cavill is perfect, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, God. Let's not go back there, please.
Okay. I want to put something out there about Disney's approach to everything that they're doing and how they showed in the D23 the movie about the dogs. What's the name in English? The dog and the other dog.
Oh, the Lady and the Tramp?
Yeah. Yeah, they're starting to make this whole new redo of every movie they have, and for me it's kind of like, we've seen it, they're really good, they're already made, come on, give me something else. Like, come on, Disney, you have the power, you are
okay,
part, you are the, like 80% of my childhood, like television.
I agree with you what you're saying, but to go back to what I mentioned at the beginning of the show, which is that many of the new generation of the kids from this new generation haven't been able to see this type of movies because they are on the Disney Vault.
Yeah.
And if they haven't
but they still come out.
you don't
Even
see
when
it.
I was a kid, they were in the Disney Vault. And I still had to wait for them to come out. And I did. And I watched all of them.
So I think that
Did you
that's
not?
their... Yeah, yes.
Did you not watch Snow White and Cinderella and The Fox and the Hound?
And I saw them because I had...
And the Robin Hood.
I have
Robin
parents
Hood is
that...
amazing. Oh my god. Yeah.
I have parents that actually wanted me to see it, but I've seen little kids now and then that say, oh, I don't like princesses movies because they are always waiting for the man to rescue them. I'm like, look, as someone who actually believes in woman empowering and Me Too movements and all that, like we now have a voice. I don't see the princess. I don't see Snow White. I don't see Cinderella as I don't have to wait for a man to be saved. Like to me, that's a lot of BS.
Disney classics, though.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a Disney
still
classic.
Disney classics.
It's a classic that you just can be like, oh, I'm not gonna show it to my daughter. Have you seen that many of the bad kids that get into trouble are usually people who didn't get a Disney childhood? Like no.
Okay.
Is that a science thing? That would be a fun science thing.
I need some statistics about it. Well,
okay, I've heard of it. That's not like a fact. You can fact check me.
Guys, shoot us a tweet at SeriologyTV that if you are in prison and didn't watch Disney movies, we're going to take a poll.
Like if you mugged a phone through someone's,
we have a huge prison
behind,
following for this show.
So tweet us and let us know.
Oh God.
Oh well, let me give you something like what I was saying. Like you take The Lion King, it's an hour and a half of a perfect thing. It's perfect. The movie doesn't have a down moment. Like it goes.
You are so passionate about this.
Yeah.
Yes, Jesus.
I loved it. Yeah, because we have The Lion King that's perfect. Then you give me this Lion King that is not bad, but it's unnecessary. Like you took away all the magic from the drawings and everything, and you gave me a Nat Geo documentary. Yeah. I could do the voiceovers and that's it from a Nat Geo. I could put the TV on mute and you go like Simba, I am your father on Nat Geo, and it will be the same.
Hey, at least they got the same. They got the same guy that did the voice of Mufasa on the first one for the second one. It was the same guy.
Who liked the first Black Panther?
I love the first Black Panther, and I can't believe they're waiting so long for Black Panther 2, like 2022.
I hated it.
You hated it?
They were like, how can we do this? Let me just sprinkle this little fairy dust on everything, and it'll turn into something incredible.
Yeah.
Everything was that source. That what was that little their magic dust?
It was a flower. It was a flower.
Yeah, but they turned it into a name. It was like unobtainium or something. What did they call it?
Oh.
It turned everything into anything they thought of.
Yeah, it's like what's the name? Midichlorians from Star Wars.
Yes. Ugh.
Plus, I think that Black Panther gave us that, the salute.
Oh yeah.
With the cross in your arms. That is something that I'm very
Wakanda
thankful
forever.
for because Wakanda forever. I love it. And okay, so my mom and her whole side of the family is from Trinidad and Tobago, and there's an actor from Trinidad that I'm very happy that he was there, and he was also on Avengers, so it gave me that, and I enjoyed it. And I also enjoyed seeing people go to the movies dressed in African outfits.
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting because I've gone to see Hispanic movies, but I've never dressed like Bolivar or, people from back in the age. So it was very interesting to see that multicultural part.
Yeah, I really liked Black Panther. Mostly the first part of the movie. It has the most effects and character. If you go to the second part of the movie, it goes Marvel generic movie, like at bottom.
Yeah, I didn't think it was anything that special.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a bulk, like there are 19 Marvel movies in the MCU, something like that. I think there's like 4 that are good.
22, I think.
Out of all of those. Well, yeah, that makes the statistic even worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved they needed more development of the Michael B. Jordan, the Eric Killmonger character. Like
Yeah,
Creed,
no, I agree.
the guy who plays Creed.
I agree.
And
Michael B. Jordan. I agree.
Yeah, did any of you watch The Wire?
Yeah.
I haven't,
that
but
show?
I was told that I can't die before I watch that show.
Yeah, true. That the kid Wallace that's on The Wire, the little kid that they kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the first, that's Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
Look at that.
Yeah.
interesting.
I like that he came from that show because that's one of my favorites, The Wire, and his then he became Creed.
I was told in this specific words, walk very carefully and do not die because you haven't seen The Wire.
Yeah. The Wire's right up there with Firefly and Breaking Bad.
I heard that The Wire and The Sopranos are 2 shows that you need to see from HBO.
All right, guys. D23 wrap up.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
Well, this is not something that we're looking forward to, but we have to talk about it as we are touching on Marvel, the whole split between Sony and Disney and Spider-Man in between. I am very sad because I think that Tom Holland made brought such
we've
a
got enough.
great...
There's enough Spider-Man movies.
But I thought that his character brought such an incredible dynamic to the Marvel movies and even to the Spider-Man character.
Trust me,
I'm
in 2 years there'll be a whole nother Spider-Man movie, like they've done over the last 10 years. There'll be another Spider-Man movie in 2 years with a whole different.
But what do you think?
Actor with the same story, same.
What
villain.
do you think? What do you think of that whole renegotiation between Sony and Disney or Marvel?
Don't care. Honestly, I didn't put any thought to it. It's just two huge companies with a lot of money.
Exactly.
That are
making
money.
fuss about
it's all about money.
And then like they have a character that's already has now 3 franchises on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they need to put Spider-Man to bed for 20 years. That's my opinion.
That's the
because yes, Uncle Ben, and you got bit by a spider and blah. We've seen that story 2 other franchises within 10 years.
You haven't seen the meme with what it says, like Uncle Ben knowing he's gonna die for the 4th time, like
yes. And Aunt May, and with every great responsibility, we get it.
Which is why I thought that this time around with Tom Holland, Uncle Ben was nowhere to be seen, and Aunt May was this young woman. Young woman.
The thing is that
not the little
we went from
Sally
Grandmother May to Mother May to MILF May.
And then the whole now Into the Spider-Verse version of Aunt May and the Spider-Mans and
Spider-Verse is kick-ass Grandmother May.
But I really enjoyed Far From Home. I really enjoy Far From Home. So basically, D23 is bringing a lot of good things to the table. Yeah. Which can we debate that they're gonna be good? Yes, because we have no idea. As Rich said, some of these themes are, what the heck are they gonna do with SheHulk or Ms. Marvel?
They all feel third tier. Just let's fill some content. They're just gonna take every product they have, every character, form a show, see if it sticks.
I feel they needed to throw new things into the platform because they just couldn't come with old stuff. They needed to
I get it.
get
it.
Yeah. But let's see.
Let's hope that they do a good job with each.
Exactly. That's all we can do. And looking forward to November when the platform goes live.
You're gonna kill me.
Another $15 a month.
You're gonna kill me, but you know what I'm really looking forward to?
What
was that?
The new Lizzie McGuire show.
Wow. Last time you're on this show.
Wait, no. I thought we were just gonna be talking about Star Wars and
it's all
and
Marvel. But I'm good.
But when I saw Hilary Duff saying, "I am so happy I can say this out loud," I almost cried. I love Lizzie McGuire. Come on.
One thing that is really weird for me is like when you saw the show before, you always see the little doll that was her subconscious, like thinking everything. Yeah. But now she's an adult, and adults have other problems. Like, okay, that guy, like when her subconscious comes up, is gonna be like, oh God, I have to pay the bill, I have to pay the credit card.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't forget to pick the kids up at dance.
Oh my God, the kids! You forgot the kids. So but that's gonna be like I don't know. I really liked Lizzie McGuire at its point. I'm looking forward to it. Like, it's not gonna be my next favorite show, but it's gonna be good.
What I'm scared on this reboot is that Disney has done a lot of reboots already with Girl Meets World and Raven. It's no longer That's So Raven, but Raven's World or Raven's whatever. And Girl Meets World, I thought they had actually a good thing going on, and then they cancel it. And Raven's World, I'm gonna say Raven's World because I do not know the correct title.
Is Sabrina reboot, was that Disney too?
No,
Sabrina
that was Netflix. That was Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, but where was the original show?
Nickelodeon.
Okay, that's right. And like Fuller House, like these reboots, and as older generations of the same characters, are they working? Your thoughts? Hit us up on Twitter.
Yeah, at SeriologyTV.
What do you feel about those reboots, kids?
Yeah.
All right. Wrap up. I'm looking forward now. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the Mandalorian. Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
The car that...
Mandalorian, man,
yeah, the car that Marty McFly drove in Back to the Future.
No, I'm as I said, I'm looking.
I'm looking forward to seeing that now after this conversation.
Yeah.
I have very good high hopes, and I'm happy for this platform to go live. I really want to see.
Fuck yeah for SheHulk. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna get you a T-shirt that says SheHulk.
I'll totally wear that.
Just for you, because I know that's a show that you're looking forward the most on Disney Plus.
Yeah. And that should be the theme song. SheHulk! Fuck yeah!
SheHulk.
SheHulk.
Yeah, SheHulk.
Rich is like, SheHulk, WTF, what is this?
Hell yeah.
Where did it come
next year's
from?
Costume for me. Halloween costume for me. I'm She-Hulk.
No more Hazel, but...
No more Hazel, it's all She-Hulk.
It's gonna be...
Get my She-Hulk onesies to wear to bed.
Well, maybe you're gonna prefer Ms. Marvel.
What was that?
You might prefer Ms. Marvel. I heard that Ms. Marvel might be the first LGBTQ character on the Marvel saga, something like that. I'm not sure.
All right. I'm kind of curious how they're going to work that one out.
Yeah.
Kind of curious.
But as I said, I'm very excited, and I have really good high hopes for this platform to go up, and I can't wait to talk with you guys on our next episode. And please be safe. At the moment this show is coming out, is gonna come.
It's probably
up
be
on
2
air.
weeks later. Yeah, it's 2 weeks after the hurricane. So we hope you have power and there's not too much damage, and you're back to work.
Exactly. We hope all the best for you guys.
You're back to work. Yeah.
Drew, thank you so much for being with us this past 2 episodes. We'd love to see you again, and I think you've brought that voice that we needed to just counteract
for the comic
us.
book. Yep.
Yeah.
Every time you need me.
What is everybody watching this week?
Oh,
what is everybody watching this week?
You were our colorful commentator.
Yeah, well,
thank you.
For the pick of this week, because you love Firefly, and I really love that show, I suggest you see Cowboy Bebop if you haven't seen it.
Oh, I've already seen that.
Oh God!
I've already seen that.
Well, on another note, there's a show in Netflix called Chef's Table.
Is that a reality show?
No,
I'm not big on reality. Okay.
It's amazing. Yeah. No, the cinematography of that show and everything. I'm a big fan of that one. I'm looking forward to
check that out because Mindhunter, Dark Crystal.
Yeah, that's
Carnival Row. That's on my hit list right now.
So if you want to see what I was talking about, how Netflix comes up with really cool stuff, see the first episode of Chef's Table. It's about the best chefs in the world right now, and it comes up really good. So there you go. That's my pick of the week.
All right, I'll check that out tonight.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, on my end, as I said, hopelessly romantic. If you guys have Hulu, I recommend really hard for you guys to watch 4 Weddings and a Funeral. It was created by Mindy Kaling, and I'm a big fan of hers. I think she's an amazing writer, producer, and actress. So, yeah, go for it. It's based on the movie, but with a little bit of a twist. So, that's my hit for the week for you guys to see 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
And don't forget to drop us a like on Twitter, SeriologyTV.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. Please download. Please subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. It's very important for us. And we love you, SeriLovers. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Well, that's all for now, folks. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Seriology. Don't forget to give us a like on Twitter at SeriologyTV. Send us a message about what shows you think should be on our bucket list, or if you just want to leave a comment about how awesome we are. See you next week, SeriLovers, and remember, wherever you are, you'll always be in our TV hearts.